I told on my mom's married boyfriend and ruined my life. Update 1.5 years later. Original post. My mother started having an affair with a married man, Bruce, over 10 years ago. My dad left her over it, but she stayed with Bruce with the promise of him divorcing his wife soon. Spoiler alert, it never happened. After 10+ years of knowing my mother was the other woman, and after stalking Bruce's wife's socials, I couldn't take it anymore. He's a creepy man that no one in my family can stand, including my 3 other siblings. We've been tasked all these years to keep her dirty secret and treat Bruce as if he's not an adulterer. I took one for the team and sent some anonymous emails out to some contacts I found through the social media. Bruce's wife responded to me and asked to speak, as she had no idea any of this was going on, which I highly suspected despite Bruce's lies all these years. So I sat down and phoned her. We talked for almost 3 hours. She's a nice woman who was nothing but kind to me. She's been married to Bruce for 30 years and had no idea he had a double life. His job allows him to travel frequently. I answered all her questions. During this conversation, I knew my relationship with my mother was over. I knew the details would get back to her and would point to me. Bruce's wife thanked me over and over and shared she would be divorcing Bruce once she got her finances in order. It was a very emotional conversation, and I'll never forget the sound of her cries as I told her all the details. The next day, I was completely cut off from my mother. I had no way of contacting her, and shortly after that, the harassment from members of my family came flooding in. Messages of disgust toward me and support towards my mother. Everyone turned on me and will no longer speak to me. I can't imagine she's telling them the truth of what I did. I told on her married boyfriend. I'm shocked my family has chosen her side and abandoned me. Sometimes regret washes over me, but in the end, all I did was speed up the inevitable. And I did it for my siblings who couldn't stand his presence anymore. I thought it would get rid of him, but it backfired. Not only are Bruce and my mother getting married, my siblings chose her side and have cut me off. This weighs heavy on my chest. It did for the last 10 years, and now because of what I did, it will continue. Thanks for reading and letting me get it out. Now for the top comments before reading the updates. You did the right thing, although you maybe should have anticipated this would speed up the process on Bruce and his wife getting a divorce. Your mother got what she wanted in the end, so she should be thanking you. For the best though, she broke up your family by her selfish actions and chose a crappy man over her kids. You probably would have ended up going no contact with her anyway. True. Not sure why mom's so upset about this all being exposed. Like, girly, you've been with a married man for 10+ years. Clearly you aren't that ashamed. Why isn't your mother happy about what you did? She finally got the man that will cheat on his wife. She feels I betrayed her, I'm sure, and I've jeopardized her lavish lifestyle with him. Well, it's only going to go downhill from here. As the old folks say, the way you get them is the way you lose them. Your mom has to know if he cheated on his wife of 30 years for the past 10, he will damn sure cheat on her. So get you some popcorn, sit back and watch that show unfold. She will regret her actions then. Did it really ruin your life though? I mean, if members of your family are harassing you and supporting your mother because you told your mom's boyfriend's wife that he's been cheating on her for the last 10 years with your mom, then I think that they are trash people who aren't worth your time. You aren't wrong. It's just hard to have everyone hate me so abruptly. Hey, I've been there and it is hard. You will be okay, and as more and more time passes, it'll become clearer and clearer that you are better off without them in your life. It could still be painful even after that realization, but you need to remind yourself that it was the right thing. Plus, you won't have this weighing you down so much in a bit more time. Yes, it's even heavier right now, but it will get lighter once the waves pass. Just hang tight to your morals and keep the path. You've got this. Now for the updates. Thank you to all the supportive comments. I have a few people in my corner rooting for me, but these comments have been comforting and therapeutic. With the number of family members who turned on me, I truly started to worry I was the problem and had made a mistake. To answer some questions, money is a huge factor in all of this, which is why my mother and siblings are so angry and not thanking me. I am my mother's oldest daughter. Only my youngest sibling lives with her. We are all adults. I have 2 young children my mother has thrown to the curb for Bruce. They will never know who she is. I am in contact with a wife. She is a lovely woman who is aware of how this all unfolded and has been so kind to me. I like to think that in another life we would be friends. I've spent a lot of time putting together proof for her so she can get what she deserves out of the divorce. Keeping in touch with the wife angered Bruce and my mother so much that they told my family I was harassing the wife, which fueled the fire even more for my family to hate me. To the few that have commented I should have minded my own business, I wish this never was my business. What a laugh. Mini update 2. My family still won't talk to me. It's been almost 6 months of no contact from my mom. I have tried many times to reach out. As far as I know, Bruce and my mother still want to get married, and they are waiting on their divorces. I talk to Bruce's wife monthly, who is still devastated by all of this, and she continues to be nothing but kind to me. She's expressed her desire to meet me in person to thank me. She hired a forensic lawyer and found 22 hidden credit cards. I helped her build a timeline with all the evidence I had, so she'll be getting what she deserves from the divorce. It's been hard without my family, but I have to hold on to the fact that I helped this stranger and stayed true to my own morals. I know I did the right thing. Now for the last update 14.5 months later. It has been 18 months since I blew my family life up by tattling on my mother for being the other woman for 12 plus years. 18 months of a smear campaign against me that has turned all of my family, except one sister, and close family friends against me. Even my grandparents who basically raised me. Bruce's wife and I still keep in touch every few months. She has gone through way worse than I have. Her life was a lie, and she struggles daily to comprehend everything that has happened. I feel so much shame that my mother is half responsible for this woman's heartbreak. She has still been nothing but kind to me. The big question that remained unanswered for 18 months, why did my family alienate me? What lie did my mother and Bruce tell that made them not even give me a chance to speak? The truth is that I told on my mom's married boyfriend and blew up their vacation mode relationship. But we all know that couldn't be what she was telling people. Every night I would lay awake wondering what it was that was said about me. And I finally got the answer a year and a half later. My mother told everyone that I was a drug addict, that I was cognitively affected by drug use. None of you know me, but I am not a drug addict. My family believed that lie without question, because who would lie on their own child like that? She had to say a lie so far from the truth that no one would question her. So there it is. The damage is done from all ends. My family thinks I'm a drug addict, and I'll never forgive my family for believing that and turning on me. I pled with so many of them. I sent them the entire story from start to finish, and no one broke and came to my side. I will never forgive my mother. So much has happened these past 18 months, and it's all her fault. She almost broke me. But thankfully, I have an amazing family of my own I created. A husband, 2 daughters, and amazing in-laws. My sister and I have never been closer. We are healing together. The only thing I wish now is for my mother to stop smearing me. My husband deployed for 6 months, and she actively lied about me to people who would come and help me during that time to try to isolate me further. There is no limit to her mental torment. My mother will always be my biggest bully. Going no contact with a narcissistic parent is so hard. Don't let any old hag out there tell you it's their first time living too. It's your parent at the end of the day. I am her child, and she chose an ugly, balding man over me and 2 amazing granddaughters. It will always be her loss. Thanks again for letting me get it off my chest. Hope you have 2 choices. 1. Expose her with evidence that what she said and did was a big fat lie to cover her adulterous relationship as the side woman. She was for 12 plus years, and that is the reason your parents divorced. Also, expose that she invented this story just to get back at you for uncovering the truth to Bruce's wife, with evidence supported and exposed to the community. Or 2. Just don't give a damn about her and all those people who chose to believe her side, even knowing you and who you are. This means that all those people are not worth the effort to have them in your life, grandparents included. Just stay with people who add to your life. Take all those who dumped you, especially your mom, as people who are dead to you. People who were in your life at some point and suddenly died. Again, stay and surround yourself with people who add, not people who subtract. Good luck, and I hope your kids, husband, and you are doing great. Also remember that the best way to take revenge on all of them is to live a better life. I had a family friend harassing me about 5 months ago, sending me messages on every social platform, telling me I needed to get my head out of my behind and make things right with my mother, and how horrible I was for how I treated her. I couldn't take it anymore, so I posted the screenshots on my socials for everyone to see, and it honestly made things worse for me. A lot of family thought I was causing drama by doing that, so I have been going with option 2. Thank you for your kind words. I do not blame you for having resentment against your family members who abandoned you like that. Do you still have a relationship with your father and his side of the family? My father was upset at me at first because it caused a lot of headaches for him. He and my mother were only separated, not divorced. He didn't want to give up his pension, and he was also told the false version. So it honestly took about a year to get him to truly understand the truth. We've never had a great relationship, but we are growing closer now. Next story. My brother lost his job as a doctor, and he is angry that I will not let him move in with me. I told my brother he cannot move into my home, and he is angry with me. But there is no way it can happen. My brother is a doctor, or was a doctor, I guess. He lost his job and is being investigated for fraud. I'm not a doctor, so I will try my best to explain what has happened. In my country, the healthcare system only allows a medication called semaglutide to be covered for diabetes. The cost is not covered for anything else. If someone wants semaglutide for another reason, they have to pay for it themselves. There is no way to have the cost covered. There was a test that doctors like my brother did for diabetes. I do not know what the test is called. The person had to stop eating and drinking, then go to the doctor's office and get tested. Then they had to drink a special liquid and get tested a second time. My brother told his patients to eat before the first and second test. This would give results that showed the person had diabetes, which allowed them to get the costs for semaglutide covered by the healthcare system. I don't know how my brother was found out. I know some of the people ended up in the hospital, but I am not sure exactly how what my brother did was discovered. He has already been told he cannot be a doctor in our country again because he misused a prescription medication. He has lost his job as a doctor too. He is being investigated for fraud against the healthcare system. He wants to come live with me. He would not be working and would expect me to pay for everything, as well as let him stay with me for an undetermined length of time. I said no, and now he is angry with me. But it would not work out. I live in a studio, so there is no room. I make enough money to look after myself, but not someone else too. My parents live in a retirement community and are on fixed pensions. Our grandfather lives in assisted living care, so none of them have the money or space to help my brother. He says I am the only one who can help him. When I said no, he got angry with me and called me a bad sister. He says he used all his money for his legal problems and that I must help. My job is an electrician, but I also work as an auto mechanic once in a while for extra money. It is enough for me. My brother said I can do more auto mechanic work when he lives with me, but I do not want to do this. I do not think this is my responsibility, and I am angry that he would ask this of me and blame me for his problems. Thank you for reading. He was probably found out because when those people ended up hospitalized and they checked hemoglobin A1C levels, they figured out pretty quickly, in addition to regular glucose testing, that those patients never had diabetes in the first place. Patients probably ratted him out too, telling how your brother helped them cheat the system, and he was reported. Just wondering, do you think this medication might have been requested to help with weight loss? Yes, this was the reason why those people wanted to be prescribed semaglutide. My brother was allowed to prescribe it to them to lose weight. It's just that the healthcare system would not cover the cost of it. I'm sure he knows enough people to crash with, but you two know he would never leave your studio again. So yeah, don't let him in. You don't have the means to support him. Most of his friends in the medical field would be avoiding him like the plague. He will be facing serious misconduct allegations for coaching patients on how to manipulate test results. It sounds like he worked in a country with socialized medicine, so he would also be in deep trouble for falsely claiming patients were eligible for subsidized medications and prescribing inappropriately. I'm so curious about what country you're from. Electricians make a killing in my country. But to your actual topic, you're doing the right thing. Your brother messed up. He has no one to blame but himself. And those drugs aren't even that safe. They reduce bone mass and are lawsuits waiting to happen on the other side of this. Your brother now has to figure out his next move, and if he stays with you, he will likely not bother until you throw him out. I earn more than enough to look after myself. If I want something expensive, like a trip, I can do auto mechanic jobs to earn extra money. I like both kinds of work, but none of this means I am able to look after another person for an indefinite period of time. Last story. I didn't go to my sister's funeral. She took her life when I started a new one. I've been carrying a lot of mixed emotions lately, and I needed to get this off my chest. In 2022, I, 23 female, booked a one-way flight to Ireland. After years of working and saving, I found a job abroad and thought it would be a way to break away from my family and hometown after enduring years of abandonment and abuse since childhood. I had gone no contact with my family and was ready to start over. I knew staying in that environment any longer would destroy me. The day I landed, I got the call. My older sister, 28 female, had taken her own life. She had attempted it before, first in high school after running away from home and again in her early 20s. Her pain was chronic and visible, but no one really saw her. I had been warning my family for years that this might happen. I begged them to stop mistreating her, to stop ignoring the emotional distress we were both drowning in. They never listened. We weren't close, not because I didn't care, but because our family dynamics didn't allow space for closeness. We were both just trying to survive. The dysfunction made everything tense, distant, and fragile. Still, she was my sister, and she didn't deserve what she went through. I didn't go to her funeral. I couldn't sit among the same people who made our lives hell, now acting heartbroken. I couldn't watch them cry over her death after showing her so little compassion in our lives. I knew I'd fall apart if I did. People judged me, said I should have gone. I tried to speak up, I just couldn't save her. And I couldn't go back and pretend for the sake of appearances. Now I'm grieving in silence, with guilt, rage, and heartbreak tangled together. I got out. She didn't. That truth haunts me more than anything. 2 years later, I'm still trying to figure it out. Don't feel bad about missing her funeral. Funerals are for the living, not the dead. You can find a proper way to celebrate the life of your sister. As for anyone who says anything about you not going, don't listen to them. They either don't know the background or are part of the problem. The first you can explain if you feel like it. The second, don't waste your time trying to explain. Please gray rock your family, who are pretty obviously abusive.